All right, so today I want to talk to you about how you can protect your investments, because obviously we talk a lot about investing and growing your money, but equally important to obviously hang on to your money and keep it safe online, because hey, guess what? These days hackers are really after all our money, and not just hackers, but so many ways how you can lose your money. So today I want to talk about a couple of tools that you can use, plus a few ways that you can protect yourself online. Well, first off, I think it's very important to have a good BS detector, because these days there's so many spam mails out there, and honestly they used to be pretty bad with spelling mistakes and what have you, but in the times of AI they're actually getting really good, and these days it's really hard to understand, is it a real one, is it a fake one, and they're also getting better at impersonating other people. So having a good BS radar, so to say, and really questioning every single communication that you get, if something looks too good to be true, better stay away from it. Next up, it's super important to regularly update all your devices. Now that shouldn't be a surprise to you. Whatever system you use, Android, Apple, Microsoft, doesn't matter, just enable auto update and make sure you have the latest software, because that's one of the biggest vulnerabilities that hackers use to get into your systems, because those software providers, they look for the latest bug in the system and make sure they bring updates so you stay safe always online. So always make sure you have the latest software. So in order to qualify for the latest updates, you also want to make sure that once in a while, every couple of years, you upgrade your device as well, because some people I see with a 7-8-year-old iPhone, and most likely it's not supported anymore by latest software updates. So it's important that you invest into yourself, into your safety, to also update your devices once in a while. And the same, of course, is true for your browsers. Any software that you use online, make sure you get the updates. I know it sounds super simple, but trust me, so many people I see, when I look at the browser, the first thing I see, update. They haven't shut down the computer or closed the browser for many months actually, and that way they actually never get the latest update. So make sure you do that. Next up is using two-factor authorization whenever available. 2FA is most commonly used with SIM cards, so you put your phone number and then you will get an SMS whenever you log in, and you get a code, you log in with that. But that's very dangerous, because it's very easy to SIM swap somebody. You can get their phone number, pretend to be them, get the new SIM card, and then you'll get the code for them. So that's really not the safest way. So what I always prefer is using Google Authenticator. That's how I started, and it's really good. The only problem is once you migrate to a new device, it's really cumbersome to get those codes into the new device. You have to do that manually. So I started using an app called Authy. That's basically cloud-based. Yes, there's a small security risk, but at the same time, that way I have it on my laptop, I have it on my phone. When I get a new phone, it's going to be there, so it's much easier to use, and I really recommend you to check Authy out. But definitely make sure to use 2FA wherever possible, because passwords can be cracked, but this way they would definitely need to have your second code to log in. Just a password is not enough, so use it when you can. Now, talking about passwords is of course a no-brainer to use a password manager. Still, so many people, they use the same password and simple passwords for all the websites, and that's just the worst thing you can do, because guess what? It's so easy these days to get passwords cracked, and you don't want to be in a situation where one website gets compromised. So maybe not specifically your password has been hacked, but maybe it has been leaked, right? So once it's leaked, people will use that for other websites as well. So if you had the same password everywhere, basically you're going to be screwed, because it's going to be used and eventually people are going to log into your account. But definitely follow through to have a different password for each website and service you use online. And obviously that's impossible to remember all of them, and that's why I've been using a password manager for a number of years now. It's really a set it and forget it solution. You do it once, it actually auto creates you difficult passwords every single time. My passwords are 30 characters of length with different numbers, symbols and letters, so it's really impossible to crack, but also for me impossible to remember. So using a tool like 1Password, which is my password manager of choice, really helps me to stay organized and have different passwords across the web. Now granted, you may say, Kai, well, what happens if they get hacked, right? And of course there's a possibility. Nothing is ever 100% safe, that's correct, but at the same time, that's probably still less risky than having the same password or very simple password across different services. Now in the future, there will be more and more websites using your biometrics, and I think that's going to be the best version of it once Apple and other services will integrate it. But for the time being, I think that's your best bet. Before I move to the next point, a quick word from today's sponsor. Well, sadly, I don't have any sponsors yet, but you can be my sponsor by hitting the like button if you're enjoying the video so far. Really helps on this channel a lot, and I really appreciate it. Right, so next point has to do also with keeping your identity a little bit more disguised online. Because a lot of people, what I see, they use their first name dot last name at Gmail in many cases, or at Outlook, what have you, and then they use that email address for pretty much everything. And of course, while that's very convenient for us, at the same time, it also brings additional security risk, because that way it's very easy. Once somebody knows you and wants to target you, they can just try the combination on many different websites, use the forget password functionality, and then find a way into your accounts. And the great thing is these days, email inboxes are free of charge, so why not have a couple of different ones, especially for your sensitive data, such as online brokers, etc., your banks. You can use a more difficult with different numbers in there, in your email account, and have that linked to your original one. So nobody would know about it, and that way you have your normal email account to sign up for newsletters or give to other people. Obviously, you don't want to have one email with a really funky name in there. But for those sensitive data, I would definitely have a bit more complicated email name, so it's less easy for people to to pretend to be you. Another super important point I just can't stress enough is having a VPN. I'm just floored by how few people are actually using a VPN, especially, for example, once you travel and you connect to an airport or hotel. I mean, it's so simple to basically hack you and see all your activities online. Using public Wi-Fi unprotected is one of the simplest ways to get hacked or get actually malware installed on your laptop or phone, and that way hackers can have access to every single one of your keystrokes on that keyboard. So really, these days there's no excuse not having a VPN. Even you've seen Apple introducing their own private relay, which is their own version of VPN. Big companies have their own VPN that they're enforcing their employees to use to stay safe online. So honestly, do yourself a favor, definitely get your own VPN. I'm not sponsored by any of them. Myself, I've been using ExpressVPN for a number of years now. When I used to live in China, I used it to kind of access Google and other services that were restricted in China. So that's another benefit. You can watch Netflix from any country. Basically, with a click of a button, you can change your IP address, and that way you can access different countries' websites. So even sometimes when I shop around, I find flights cheaper online when I use a VPN, pretend to be from a country that has a lower GDP, for example, and that way I can get cheaper tickets. So that's another benefit there. But yeah, ExpressVPN is not the cheapest. There are other great VPNs out there. There's NordVPN, there's Surfshark, which is an amazing one, which costs, I think, €2 a month. So definitely there's no reason not to have them. Cheaper than a coffee and definitely protects you online. And funnily enough, NordVPN, Surfshark, they're actually all from beautiful Lithuania, where I am right now. As you can see, amazing city, amazing country, love it. So yeah, that's one of the unicorns over here. And by now, one of the biggest VPN providers in the world. So definitely check them out. Another big point for all crypto users is, of course, using a hardware wallet. I mean, I've done a couple of videos on that, but honestly, in these times we're in, it's just no point of having all your crypto stored on an online exchange, because, you know, there's so many risk factors. The exchange might get hacked, they might go out of business, running out of liquidity, what have you. There's so many ways how you can lose your crypto online. So definitely, that's the beauty of crypto. Take self-custody of it, download it on your own hardware wallet, keep it at home, keep it safe, and that way you're fully in charge of your own money and holdings. Now, I started sending a little bit of money back to the exchange because I'm actually planning to use my Nexo card more. That way I get more cash back, but it's just a small amount. Even if that was to lose, that's just a fraction of what my actual holding is, which is all stored on my hardware wallet from Ledger. So definitely, if you still have all your money on a crypto exchange, take care of your own holdings. And the last point, if you are a lucky one to be in a position to have more than 100,000 or even 500,000 at your broker, depending where you invest, in Europe or in the US, really make sure you understand up to what amount you're protected by your broker, because a lot of brokers, they have quite a low protection level. Some of the brokers only up to 20,000, some of them up to 100,000. In the US, most of them up to 500,000. So if you're one of the lucky ones that actually exceeds that amount, make sure you have a second or third broker even to be fully protected. You don't want to be in a position where, for example, you have 250,000 with one broker, but they're actually only protecting your money up to 100,000. If they go bust, the insurance only protects you up to 100K. That means your other 150K will be lost. So in that case, if you would have moved your other excess money over 100,000 to another 2-3 brokers, that way you'd be fully protected. If all of them went bust, you would have your money fully insured and back to you in no time. The same is actually true for your bank account. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. Have different accounts. I use Revolut. I have my local bank account. I have one in Dubai. So I have different accounts across the world, because I don't just trust one bank, because even banks we've seen in recent times, they go bust, right? So I don't want to have my deposits all at risk with one bank alone. And I totally understand that you may not want to log into every single broker every day having to check a balance, and that's why I use a tool called Dividend Watch. You can check it out on the link in the description below, and that really helps me stay organized and keep track of all my portfolios, as I can combine them all into one platform, basically log in and see all my different accounts over there and have a total merged view over my holdings. I mean, obviously there's so many more ways how you can protect yourself online, but if you only follow those principles, I'm pretty sure you're way safer and more protected than many other people online. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, it means the world to me. Next up, check out this video over here. I'm gonna get myself a coffee. And for you, as always, stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.